with him in his life, but kill him. But in his death, they crucified him again. The Confessions of Nat Turner. A European, when Nat Turner went out and had his slave rebellion, and when it came to an end, he got interviewed by William Gray. Did about a 5-page confession where he told why he did what he did and why he fought for his people. A totally spiritual, strong black man who had escaped slavery and said, you know what? There's nothing for me to escape. God meant for me to fight, and I'll go back. I mean, the epitome of black manhood. So what does the cracker do? Where he can't actually feminize the individual themselves, he writes a novel, the story of Nat Turner, from his own white mind. Let's see what the novel says. His face wore a broken, hurt look, and he reached up to lightly finger the place where I had struck him. So Nat Turner now, a brother who Nat Turner didn't even know before the rebellion, named Will, he had seen him a few times. Now all of a sudden they got Nat Turner and Will as friends in their youth. Let's see what happens. His round eyes were soft and childlike, trusting, and suddenly I felt a pang of guilt and a pain at my anger, and a rush of pity swept through me, mingled with a hungry tenderness that stirred me in a way I had never known. Will said nothing. His eyes were brimming with tears. I saw the moccasin fangs gangling at his neck, bone white and startling against his shiny bare back. I reached up to wipe away the blood from his lips, pulling him near with the feel of his shoulders slippery beneath my hand. And then we somehow fell with each other, very close, soft and comfortable, and sprawled like babies. Beneath my exploding fingers, his hot skin throbbed and pulsed like the throat of a pigeon. And I heard him sigh in a faraway voice. Bobby, you don't even talk like that. Never had I known that human flesh could be so sweet. Let me tell you something. This is how you know this cracker has no morality, no ethics, no respect for nothing. You kill a bunch of damn crackers. I mean, you go out and you chop some crackers up and pile them up in the pile, and they still don't give you no respect. Then you become a homosexual. I mean, how do you defile something like that? I don't turn Hitler, or I don't turn, well, most of the Europeans, not a good example, most of them were white sex offenders. But you don't defile somebody that stands up with manhood like that. You might call them a tyrant, but these are some awfully aggressive individuals. Let's go forward. The Pan-Africanist Congress in South Africa, y'all remember them? Their slogan was strong: one settler, one bullet. Let's say that. One settler, one bullet. That's right. One trigger, let's pull it. That's what they were saying. They said, we're going to take back our homeland, our land. We're going to fight for ourselves. We're going to be a free, proud, productive, and independent people. They say here, without armed struggle, there can be no victory. That's how they were fighting. But the European always got a trick where they cannot find femininity, and where your battle is against white power, what do we say they're going to change your battle to? Femininity. So you go to Johannesburg. You go to Johannesburg, the Civic Center in Johannesburg. We had a sister that went. She took a picture of the mural. Now I want you to look at this picture real closely, because I'm explaining the science in this picture. That would be going like the Smithsonian. You know, someplace that shows the culture of a nation. And what they did, they took the strong black brothers who were fighting and resisting white power, got him with a machine gun here, holding on to his life, white love interest, this white male with this Uzi machine gun, and now, psychologically, they're trying to change the whole fight. No longer are you supposed to be fighting against white aggression and racism. Now, we're all one South Africa. We all get along as one happy family. And now, you see the type of degeneration that's going on in South Africa. But it's much worse than we might think, brother and sister. This is the advertisement of South Africa. I don't need to explain it to you. I just read it so you know what's going on in Africa. Regarded as one of the most beautiful cities in the world, heaven at the tip of Africa, and voted as one of the top 5 gay travel destinations. Cape Town is a cosmopolitan city with beautiful people, breathtaking scenery, and far too much to see and do in just one visit. The world-famous picture postcard Table Mountain, fine gay accommodation, with white sandy beaches, lush countryside, arid plains, game reserves, and just about anything else you can imagine discovering in paradise. Including the hot boys and hot girls. No wonder most visitors return year after year. You cannot imagine the amount of white sex that they're promoting. If you think we got gay marches in San Francisco, I say if you want to see San Francisco in the East, go to South Africa. Gay rallies. Oh, but they're getting us into it too, brother and sister. There's no liberation without what? liberation of not only the black male, but of the continent of Africa. The brothers and sisters who were most willing to fight, now trying to turn them out. And then you see the brothers and sisters, there's pain in South Africa. Because when they came in, they did things to our children that happened to us here. And now this is what they're making. So but it goes further. We're going to talk about this. We won't go through the whole article, but these small hats keep popping up, brothers and sisters. The small hats, see, they're trying to promote so-called child molestation in South Africa. I mean, quote-unquote homosexuality. And there's a strong force of black people fighting against homosexuality. But the whites know that by raping young children, that it's going to produce a climate that's conducive to white sex, so-called homosexuality. So the white doctors, knowing the white small hats, so-called Jews, who knew that there's an epidemic of AIDS in Africa, guess what they do? They create a myth that says if you have sex with a child who's a virgin or a baby, you can rid yourself of AIDS. And now there's an explosion in Africa. The result has been a surge in reported cases of child rape, particularly in Zambia, a scourge that has shaken this deeply Christian country of 10 million people to its core. I can't even give you part of what's going on. This doesn't even touch the surface of what they're doing. But we wonder why individuals around the world don't like these small hats. Well, if you come into my culture and you try to manipulate and find a way to create an idea that will make my children get raped, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to look the other way. Somebody throwing you in some ovens or something. I'm not saying I condone it. But I'll tell you what. If you're looking for me to lift a finger, all I got is fists. And then they got brothers and sisters, and you know what group of brothers and sisters are supporting them. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Who's supporting the whites in South Africa? Archbishop Desmond Tutu of South Africa has publicly supported the rights of lesbians and gay men, calling them children of God, and comparing anti-homosexual discrimination to the apartheid system's treatment of South African black citizens. Change the war from black people with self-respect fighting against white power to us fighting for sexual degeneracy, and that'll be our war. But everybody ain't fighting on behalf of the whites. Some brothers and sisters still got their black manhood intact. How about Sam Nujoma of Namibia? He says all necessary steps must be taken to combat influences that are influencing us and our children in a negative way. Homosexuals must be condemned and rejected in our society. Let's get a black man around the floor. Y'all remember that boxer they called James the Beast Mugabe? We got Robert the Beast Slayer Mugabe in the house tonight. This brother is on the forefront of fighting this freakishness in Africa. And not only that, this brother understands where it's coming from. He says homosexuality is a white problem. He called Tony Blair's cabinet, the British Prime Minister. He said, you got a gay mob. He said, you British homosexuals are worse than dogs and pigs. Because at least the dogs and pigs know the difference between a male and a female. He goes on, this brother fight like a man. Remind me of the Queen and Zingo, John Jacques Dessalines. His spirit is back. He says the British government is seeking to promote homosexuality. He understands what's going on, so he got all the leaders together. He said, we as chiefs should fight against such Western practices and respect our own culture. He goes on, Mugabe promised that Africa in general and Zimbabwe in particular would do everything in its power to combat homosexuality. Go ahead, black man. That's the man right there. They didn't strip him of his manhood. He's still concerned about his people there. And I put this one up here, I saved it for later. I thought you would like this. This is that PKV talk. This brother said, he called the British Prime Minister, he said, Tony Blair's administration is the gay government of the gay United Gay Kingdom. Now, I know we laughing, but I'm going to show something. I'm going to show it real quickly, but I didn't want to show it because it's so desecrating that I said I got to show it. Because I want brothers and sisters in here to understand something. When brothers like ourselves, or brothers like him, or brothers and sisters all across the world begin to fight this battle in our vocal, this is a very aggressive cracker. The white sex offending cracker, the so-called homosexual, you got to watch them because brothers and sisters, they stop at nothing. Now, for a black man who obviously cares about his own culture, what's the worst insult that the whites could do to him? What's the worst insult that they could do to this black man right here? Try to make him say he's a homosexual. Now they know he's not. He's fighting it with everything they got. I'm going on the internet looking for a real good picture of him. I'm going to leave it up here for a minute, but I just want you to see the kind of things they're doing.